for being patient.
I feel like it's past my bedtime. Okay, let's start again. Good evening. My name is Karen Sicoli, and I have two students in our district, but my two concerns tonight are for every student in our district, not just my own. Number one, the Oprah violations, which we heard about being emailed to you all. And number two, to express my strong opposition to the planned survey of our high school and middle school students. What gives this Board of Education confidence that Mr. Stephen Hopkins, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Director, can remain as Oprah custodian when he fails at simple redactions resulting in private student information being released? There is a pattern of disregard for data.
Mr. Coley, please, no names.
Oh,
You're discussing
my
personnel.
I'm sorry, my names were released.
Right.
Other
This is
parents,
personnel.
other parents' names were released.
Just be mindful, the board can't comment on personnel matters because it's confidential. And so we just ask of the courtesy when referencing personnel, if you can speak to the board about the concern.
Our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Director, how can he remain Oprah custodian when he fails at simple redactions resulting in private student information being released? There's a pattern of disregard for data and for following state rules. Each of you know this is a Oprah violation. I wrote to each of you on the 17th, and I asked you for help on how you would act if your child's information was released like mine was. And as of today, nearly 2 weeks later, not one of you have answered me or offered help. Our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion guy said this was human error. And so far, it's been overlooked, but no one has given me an answer on how this will be fixed. How will the members on this board allow this person to work with sensitive, private student data as he prepares to survey our middle and high school students on their sexuality, their parents' income, their own mental health, and religious preferences when he fails at his other responsibilities that involve data management? God has been completely removed from our classrooms. We cannot celebrate Christmas as Christ's birthday. And now this survey, you're interested in exploring our 12-year-old's religious activities? Not only has this person failed as Oprah's custodian, but under his watch as supervisor of world languages, parents, students, and teachers, we all had to come together and we had to fight to keep the French language study available. Regarding the student survey in May, I want to educate myself and the rest of the parents listening and ask you, who created and designed this survey? Who will be administering the results? Who has access to this data? What's the goal? What's the viable response rate? 20%? Will action be taken on 20%? And since this is an optional survey, those who answer are a self-selected group, and that would influence the outcome or skew it. How much did this cost the district? Since I got some questioning, I'm just gonna finish this. How do we know that our children's names and answers won't be made public and just be shrugged off as human error? 11 through 18-year-olds have very different abilities and experiences. We do not teach them using the same standards, yet this survey is a one-size-fits-all approach. Why is Dr. Varley and our DEI supervisor allowed to fly on taxpayer dime to San Antonio, Texas in February to share our district's DEI strategic plan to a national audience, yet our district website DEI tab is blank, and parents, stakeholders have not even been given a report here on DEI. Parents and students have not even been given a simple definition of the words diversity, equity, and inclusion. You do not have permission to survey my children, and you do not have permission to share my children's information and call it human error. We do not trust you.
Mr. Coley, you need to finish up, please.
Yeah, last sentence. You are not on this Board of Education to push a personal political agenda. You're not here to hire your friends or family or to oversee a collection of private and personal data from our children to be exploited. Fundamentally, you are here to make sure our children get an education. Thanks.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you.